As the Red Bull saga rages on, it comes down to just one question. Did Horner break any rules? According to the International Sporting Code, an offense would have been committed if any words, deeds, or writings that have caused moral injury or loss to the FIA, its bodies, its members, or its executive officers, and more generally on the interest of motorsport and on the values defended by the FIA. On the face of it, by Horner's words, deeds, writing, and even pictures, it looks like he has broken this code. But that is what the people who want Horner out want you to believe. The only scenario that would have been befitting of that description would be a typical saga of a boss having an affair with a subordinate. But as confirmed by Red Bull's external investigator, Horner certainly never solicited for sex. However, when we examined the purported leaked chat, there was some flirting. While this is bad, the verdict is still out there on whether a man should lose his 18-year career because he flirted over texts. The more you look at this issue, the more you realize it has nothing to do with any sexual offense. It is purely a political move to remove Horner. Red Bull is now a house divided against itself, and they do not care about the damage done to their own brand in the desperation to remove Horner. These forces within Red Bull are now pushing for Verstappen to make a switch to Mercedes. And guess what? The world champion, who has clearly not come out to utter a word of support to Horner in public, is very much interested in leaving. Hit the subscribe button to support the channel. Welcome to Front Lockout. The news about the Horner investigation became public on February 5th. But 3 days prior, Red Bull CEO Oliver Mintzlaff had already decided to sack Horner. According to a report by Formula Planet, an official statement had been prepared to sack Horner. But when Horner caught wind of it, he called in his lawyers who threatened Red Bull, and they were forced to halt the sack. They settled to use an arbitrator. The CEO was confident Horner would be found guilty. But since Horner was not guilty, the matter has now been moved to the courts of public ridicule. Mintzlaff is in a power tussle with Horner. Horner doesn't listen to him. Why should he? He is just a CEO who was appointed last year. Horner has been leading the team for 18 years. The Dietrich Mateschitz family owns 49% of Red Bull. The controlling 51% belongs to the family of Mateschitz's business partner from Thailand. As it stands, the Thais who have the controlling stake insist that Horner must stay. However, the Austrian end of the business, led by Mateschitz's son, and Mintzlaff want Horner out. According to the German publication F1 Insider, Ford, who will supply Red Bull's engine from 2026, is checking whether the already agreed partnership with Red Bull can still be dissolved. The organization's boss in Detroit has no dog in this fight. They do not just want their names associated with the mess. The Max Verstappen transfer. According to well-regarded German publication, it is reported that Max Verstappen is the most likely candidate to replace Lewis Hamilton in 2025. The paper claimed that more and more clues suggest the transfer could take place. At first, we took this news with a pinch of salt, but we soon changed our minds when Helmut Marko was asked about Verstappen's move to Mercedes. Helmut did not deny the move and added that he will not stand in his way if Max wants to join Mercedes. If anyone knows what is going on in Verstappen's head, it will be Helmut. To underline the closeness between Helmut and Verstappen, the German publication also said that there is a clause in Verstappen's contract that allows him to leave if Helmut leaves. This is also similar to the clause in Adrian Newey's contract, which allows him to leave if Horner leaves, a fact that was confirmed by veteran journalist Joe Saward. Max Verstappen's father has now emerged as the new face of the group that wants Horner out. He told the press that Red Bull will explode if Christian Horner remains in his role. For now, Toto Wolff stands to be the biggest beneficiary from this fiasco. Another beneficiary would be Ferrari. They had tried to sign Adrian Newey on 3 occasions in the past. He had been with Horner since 2006. They both grew up in Warwickshire, and since Horner has not been accused of any sexual offense, Adrian looks very likely to explore the last chapter of his career by switching to Ferrari. We have been covering this news for a month, and it seems there is no end to it. Leave us your thoughts in the comments. This is Front Lockout. Signing off.